look at the middle camera.
Shalom, welcome to The Jewish View. My name is Rabbi Nachman Simon with the Chabados of Delmar, together with my co-host Mark Vronich of jbiztechvalley.com and Statewide News. We have a very special guest with us, Marty Stein of Kehi Distributors. Marty, welcome to The Jewish View.
Thank you. Nice to be here, Rabbi.
Listen,
nice to be
Mark,
here,
I think you invited us to a Passover Seder here. I never had so much food over. So what's happening here? Why did you bring in all this food?
I came back from a convention called Kosherfest, and it was in Meadowlands, the Expo Center, down in Secaucus, New Jersey. And I've been there once before, but this year I dove in with both feet. The first time was getting to know you. So anyhow, there were many winners of new products. And Marty Stein, Marty is a longtime Albany resident, and he's one of the judges for Kosherfest. And it's unusual that someone from a smaller community like this would be held in such high esteem to be a judge down in, with all the big machas, you might say, at Kosherfest. So, Marty, how did you get involved in being a judge for Kosherfest?
My background has been in the kosher food industry all my life. My dad was one of the pioneers in the distribution of kosher food. He started out in 1932 selling an item called Goodman's Noodles from store to store in the Capital District, and it evolved into maintaining the kosher food supply to all the supermarket chains in the Northeast. And so I've been in it all my life.
Wow. Kosher has really grown by leaps and bounds. Now, of course, I'm 29 years old, but you know, even in my lifetime, it was like that. You'd have gefilte fish and borscht. And now, I mean, you can maybe some people can see. I mean, we'll lift up all these different items. It's incredible that, you know, these new items. These are very new items on the market.
I want to start with what won for best the K-Cups here. This one for best overall new product. These single serve.
There you go.
These are single serve beverage cups for K-Cup brewers. So if you have a Keurig coffee maker, you couldn't. There was nothing kosher that you could put into the Keurig coffee maker. So people who kept kosher didn't need to buy a Keurig coffee maker. Now they can, and they could buy this.
Tell us the different brands.
What is it? It's
Colmar.
Here you have hot chocolate. I could use some of that.
And this is authentic chai or chai?
Chai.
Chai. I always say it's chai tea. It's like, you know. But this, who's the? Now you helped vote for this as the overall new product.
Unique. It was very unique.
Aside from that, it didn't exist in the kosher marketplace before. How is this unique in the sense that
it satisfies the needs of those that are strictly kosher observers, and as you said before, they didn't have the opportunity before.
So who's the producer? Who makes these?
It's just
Anderson. Is it?
It's a manufacturer. I think it's Comark Sales, if I recall correctly.
Quorum Industries.
Yeah, Quorum Industries.
But I didn't know, like, where would someone look for this? And I also think I spoke to the person from Price Chopper who was there, and I think this is going to be out in Price Chopper within about before the end of the year, is what I was told. So that was, I didn't taste it. I'm not a real coffee drinker, but I do like hot chocolate, so at least I got one sample of the hot chocolate. The best dessert or baked good is from Melissa's. And I did get some of Melissa's baked goods. So, and she's very proud of what she makes here. I had a little chat with the folks from Melissa's, and I don't know if Price Chopper is going to carry these, but there are a lot of items at Kosherfest that we don't have up here in the Capital District. And I asked the kosher. There was a panel of, the future of kosher, and I asked about and one of the people on panelists was Yaakov Yarmov, who was here in Albany about 8-9 years ago, and he is now a big shot in Chicago and working in the Midwest for other larger...
Super Value.
Yeah, Super Value, Osco.
Jewel Osco.
Jewel Osco. And then he... so I was asking, I said, well, why can't you get it here in Albany? You know, certain products that we see out there. And he said, because it's a cost-benefit thing. You know, he says someone might order a product that comes 10 in a box, and they only may sell 2, and then they got to throw out the other 8, but they satisfy the customer, and it just costs a whole lot to satisfy that one customer. So he says it just doesn't pay to have all these products in a smaller community like we have here. And then he was talking about how a lot of people from the Albany area drive down to Muncie or New York City, and they buy their products there as they go to the Judaica stores and they go to the kosher restaurants there. They're also doing their shopping, food shopping there, because they happen to be down there already. So they can get the variety that they need in another community. I just think we should be having more here, because we have over 20,000 Jews here, and I don't know how many keep kosher, but if there was more available, you know, in terms of kosher products.
Well, I think that from my perspective, of course, I'm not a distributor, you're a businessman, I'm a rabbi, but one of the things when you say, well, keep kosher, again, like I made fun, but in a way it's a little bit of truth in the olden days, and people still have that idea in their head, hey, I want to have more than a piece of gefilte fish for dinner. I want, you know, like you say, these nice coffees, even just this example. And I can't have it, you know, I have all the nice taste, you know, in any normal supermarket. And if I keep kosher, I don't want to be limited to just, like, again, borscht and gefilte fish. And the more that there's such a variety where really, except for, you know, you want a piece of ham, but anything else that you want, not you, of course. But just, I mean, you want any of these nice foods. I mean, these are incredible foods. Let me show some of these other ones.
Well, I wanted to show this. This was the best new cheese or dairy product. Now, why would you...
it's not...
Oh.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
now it comes out.
So, thank you. Why would this be the best new cheese or dairy product?
You get a variety of 3 items in one package.
Right.
Satisfy every member of the household.
Right.
And originally most of the kosher cheese came in slices, like Munster slices or Swiss slices. So this is a little bit unique and different.
In that it's a bar.
It's a bar.
A hunk of kosher cheese.
And you can use it in making gift baskets if you're making a gift basket.
I was going to say it's a nice little gift. It's
but
not just a...
But it's not Chalav Yisrael.
No, this is.
This is Chalav?
It says that.
Oh, it does.
So just explain for our viewers, you're just using a term, Chalav Yisrael. There are regular kosher, and you would see like an OUD on many of the products, but Chalav Yisrael is for very, very strict, and that would be that the milk is, even at the time of milking, is supervised by a rabbi. So that's very strict. And, you know, listen, like I said, the kosher community is growing, the Orthodox community is growing. Anybody, I mean, in Albany watching us can go out to Muncie or New York City. And, you know, it's like Yaakov Yarmut, the business, I mean, it's business. No one's going to make this for their health. The more people that keep kosher, the more products, you know, they want, and, you know, they're going to make these products, as simple as that.
Supply and demand. Huh?
Yeah, we're in a capitalistic society. There's no one making this for a mitzvah or for their health. They're making it because more and more people, becoming more sophisticated consumers, and there are more and more kosher people. They're just we always talk about in a different show, but more and more the population's growing, people are having more kids, and then there is more Jewish people, like you're bemoaning, but 20,000 people should be keeping kosher, you know, that they want kosher products. And it's very interesting that there's even, you think, well, all right, you know, Orthodox Jews or traditional Jews keep kosher, but nowadays, when you have like scandals in China, the food isn't good, or it's pesticides, you know, there's so many pesticides. There's a lot of people in organic, and just people want good quality food.
And you never hear of kosher meat being recalled. It's always the non-kosher meat that gets recalled.
Well, it's just because it's a very high standard. The cow has to be a healthy cow.
Well,
you can't have...
and that's why a lot of non-Jews buy kosher meat, because they know that it's going to be, even though more expensive, it'll be a quality
Yeah,
meat.
no, I've been into the stores myself. Of course, I buy, and you can stand next to an Oriental person and find, and they're picking out the kosher, and so I just, excuse me, just I don't want to be a busybody, but I'd like to know why you're keeping kosher, why you're going kosher, and they're not Jewish, of course, and they say, well, for the same price or for good, I want good quality, so you have to throw that into the mix. Not only Jewish people, but
Right.
a lot of kosher. And then on top of that, you have the Muslim community, which is growing in the United
and they
States.
eat halal meat.
Halal meats, but they want also gelatin. Things are made with gelatin. Like we have
Gelatin has pig fat, has a
pig fat, and and a lot of here's jam that they know. Hey, it's kosher.
Right.
It's not lined with gelatin. I'm not a food distributor, but they want to be sure there's no pig in it also. So therefore, that's what I'm saying. Add that into the mix. There's more Muslim people, more organic, more health conscious, more scandals and places with pesticides and, who knows what they're throwing into foods. And that's saying, I'm going to keep kosher because not only, of course, USDA, but of course, it passes the American, United States.
Now to bring it home, Marty, you've always lived in a kosher home. You've always
that's
had
correct,
a kosher
yes.
home. You were brought up in an Orthodox home.
And then became conservative.
And then for 40 years you were a member of Agudat Achim.
Right.
And now you're a member of Beth Emeth, but
Right.
you still have a kosher home. And I think that's really
A
terrific.
lot of Reform observers keep kosher homes.
And most people don't realize that.
That's true.
And it's not unheard of to have a Reform family being, having a kosher home.
Well, even then, even the people who don't, that it comes to the holidays, and this will
Right.
go into show these unique
Well, I want
Passover.
because
You're
they
getting
won
into
an award also.
Really, someone
Yeah, they
award.
did.
But this
and-
thing around Passover time, these people saying, "Well, for Passover, for sure, I got to keep
This
kosher
is-
for the Seder."
the best new giftware and/or novelty product.
There it is.
That's the best new giftware and/or novelty product right here. Right, I'll
Open
show
it
you.
up.
I'll
Yeah,
open it up.
a few
It's
times. It's a book.
Yeah, that's it. I'll
It's
hide.
the Haggadah.
It's the Haggadah and Haggadah, and it's in
Passover.
English and Hebrew. We were slaves. We're not anymore. So that's
Not
and they
slaves,
have
we
other
next meet,
and the same company is made other types of Haggadahs that are unique and
Other formats.
and
Here's another one.
and this one here. What's this in the shape of?
The Chama, the good luck charm.
The good luck charm? Okay, I didn't know we were into good luck charms in the
Yeah.
Jewish religion. Okay. So anyway, we have,
It's
you
another
can see
show,
how,
Mark. Here we're talking about
you
food.
can see how beautifully written this is and how it's appealing and how anyone would want to bring this to someone's house as a gift and to have the family read from something new and different. And every story, it's basically the same, but they sort of make the words a little bit different.
I just have a cute story that goes the other way. That a lot of times, like again, listen, we're in an affluent society, and Jewish people have money, and they're saying, "Hey, I'll pay for something better." You pay for what you get for it. You want a Lexus, you're going to be paying for it. You want a nicer car. So there are affluent Jews, and he always came to the rabbi's house. This is a true story. My friend in Maryland, and he always brought a nice bottle of wine. He said, "I don't want this regular, I don't want to say the name, just regular, like it's a great syrup when I was a kid. I can't take it anymore. I'm going to have the, good wine. I'll supply you with wine, just, it's got to be good wine." So fine, comes Passover Seder, he brings the regular old grape syrup. I mean, it's not grape syrup, it's grape juice, but it's very heavy, sweet.
Heavy Malaga. Heavy Malaga is what they,
So he says, "Wait a minute, the whole year you're bringing this good,
Right.
the best kosher wine," and it really is. They won prizes, like you say. This really is very good quality, even to the non-kosher consumer. Says now all of a sudden by Passover Seder, when of course you have to have 4 cups of wine, now you bring this heavily sweetened wine. He says, "Listen, I remember in my parents' home, Passover is I got to drink this heavily, like the tradition over here. I got to have the rest of the year. I'm going to drink good wine." But But now, like I say, now people are sophisticated. They have sophisticated taste. And I mean, any supermarket has tens of thousands of products, and just because they keep kosher, says I.
So what,
don't wanna
Marty?
keep
What did
that.
you like about the Haggadah that you this one?
The
in particular?
uniqueness, the uniqueness,
the
of it.
design, the beauty,
Yes,
yeah,
the uniqueness.
everything that I said already.
Yes.
There were 250 booths at this
Really,
Kosherfest.
it's incredible.
There were 250 booths, and there were probably a few thousand people. I mean, could I say 10,000? Or I mean, it seemed like it was.
Seemed like it.
It seemed like
It was
over
really
2
crowded.
days.
And these are practically new products for the most part.
No,
No one traditional.
Yeah, there's a lot of traditional products, but as you were talking about the wine, I wanna, you know, I on the show here for the first time, this won Best New Wine
What
from the
doesn't
show.
even
It's
have a
called,
label.
well, it's Merin, so I'm going to just open it up
Yeah,
because
please.
I
They're going to give us a taste of all
well,
your
I don't know if we're going to do that, but I'm going to show you firsthand what this bottle looks like. I have not seen it either, but you have,
But this
and
is
you
the
probably
best,
tasted
you
it. So tell us something about this. Why, as I'm opening it,
Yeah.
why did we? Why is this the best?
Actually, that was a difficult decision to make.
I'm
We had
sure.
a lot of alcoholic beverages to judge,
There you go.
but this one on
You had a taste of all these wines over here. You must have got a little drunk afterwards.
no.
This wine is Ventura, and it's a Domaine Ventura Merons, Happy Hearts wine. So if you don't have it in your local store and you want it, you know, call up Price Chopper and they'll get it for you.
Oh, there's
Or
a lot
call
of,
up-
you know,
or-
there's a lot of there's a lot of wine stores,
Yeah.
you know, that are around. I know because, of course, I'm in Delmar, and they're getting bigger and bigger
Well,
kosher.
call up University Wine and Liquors,
Right.
or call, this is a cheap plug, isn't it?
Yeah.
No, or call up Empire Wine and Spirits.
There's a lot.
And
There's a lot of stores.
There's a lot of good
Wine
stores that have a
stores.
wide variety of kosher wines, and they're always looking to expand their wines. But you know, obviously, you must have liked the flavor, the body. You know, what did you?
packaging.
Packaging?
Yeah,
You
that's,
like the
that
black
counts
packaging?
too.
I don't
That
know.
counts too.
Why'd you like this? Did you like the box
Right.
better than the paper?
No, we went down to the nitty gritty, to the bottle itself.
Oh, so yeah, it looks, you know, it's from France. Is it? Yeah, well, producer, it's Israeli wine. Okay.
I mean, again, that's very important. I mean, I think for a lot of people because, you know, again, I mean, this is, I guess, from a rabbi standpoint that people always argue, well, I can't have my good taste and I have my good bottle of wine and, you know, and you can really have anything that you really want,
Yep.
really in a kosher product. And more, it's just getting better and better how much a person is able to get. And
Wow.
really, I think some of the wines they know won international contests. This is now, of course, Marty was judging between kosher and kosher, but there is between even kosher and non-kosher. Some of these kosher wines really win contests.
Are you a dessert? Are you like desserts? You like
Dessert
sweet
amazing.
tooth?
They were
Have a
good
sweet
too.
tooth?
Sure.
So this is mousse, and not the type that you see up in Maine.
Yeah.
This is a decadent chocolate mousse, low fat. Imagine that. Not no fat, but low fat. And it's free of gluten-free, dairy-free, nut-free. It's free of a lot of things, but it
That's
still
nice,
has the
eh?
calories.
It says low fat. So.
Low fat, yes, but not no fat. So this is from Finchie's, and it's the best new kosher Passover product.
Very good over there.
And you know, this would be nice to offset the matzah. This is
For dessert.
Certainly would help.
I thought this would be terrific, so I really wanted
The food
to.
industry in general is getting very sophisticated. Again, look at all the things that you said. Low fat, people are concerned.
Right.
These are things that are selling
Nut-free,
points.
gluten-free, GMO, non-GMO,
Organic.
yeah.
Yeah,
they
these
were-
are all things people are really into making the food proper and good, and kosher is one of those. So that's what I'm saying. There's a high awareness of really good food and not just good taste, but healthy and no
Now you talk
pesticides.
about healthy, so I'm going to bring
Oh,
up the
man.
next one that I'll bring the box in for another show, but it's the best new pasta, rice, bean, or soup, and it's Mikey Mac. And it's non-dairy macaroni and cheese dinner. Exotic Sauce Packaging is the company that makes it.
I see.
And I met Mikey. Mikey's the owner.
Well, they had regular American cheese. I've seen that in the stores, but now there's a new product, rice and...
Yeah, it's like macaroni and cheese, right?
Right.
Mikey cheese, Mikey Mac.
Yes.
So this is non-dairy macaroni and cheese.
Really?
Yeah. So why did you like Mikey Mac? Because it's got a
Uniqueness of the product.
Not the box.
No, the packaging was
The packaging.
was
you
good.
like the
the packaging.
The super Mike in there.
Yeah.
So is that what goes in if someone has a nice box?
No, everything is, you have to, pricing and packaging.
Yeah. But
It's
how about taste?
taste. Oh, that's also get a consideration.
A consideration.
Oh, definitely,
but
yes.
Not the top. Okay.
Everything
So
together.
everything's together. So
Yeah.
how did this taste? I didn't even taste this at the show. They didn't have
Cook up the...
no, they didn't cook it up. They had mock-up boxes. They didn't have the real boxes that they could actually sell or make. So they just had like maybe some empty boxes. In fact, what they gave me that says "Do not eat." So I don't know what. So I can't
It wasn't
eat
made that it was too new.
But it's supposed. I can't say if it's very good or not. But you obviously tasted
No, then
it.
we
How long
taste
ago did you do this tasting and hand out the?
about 10 days ago.
Oh, so it was just earlier in October
Yeah,
that you did this, and
Right.
you do this in New York City.
New York City
What are they? Where is it? A
at
store?
the Jewish Community Center, 76th and Amsterdam Avenue.
Right across from Riverside Memorial Chapel.
I didn't see that there.
So I was just there for Monday, fortunately for a funeral, and I went into the JCC, and I actually walked around because I'm a Kohen. I can't go into
Yeah.
chapel, so I had to do something. So that was where it was at the JCC.
It's been there for the last couple of years.
I see.
In prior years, it's been in other areas. Teaneck, New Jersey, 1 year. 1 year was even Portland, Maine.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Well, that's because the
The-
marketing
yeah,
company
right,
who
yeah.
is in charge of all this is from Portland, Maine. They didn't want to travel that year. All right, so the best new deli meat is the breaded chicken fries from KJ Poultry, I presume Kiryat Shul, Orange County.
I would assume
Yeah.
so.
So what is chicken fries? What are chicken fries?
I guess you might equate it to some non-kosher brand that's very popular. So this is strictly kosher.
I don't know what chicken fries are. And they had styrofoam stuffed in the bags, so I couldn't even taste them. I didn't even know what they had mock-up bags.
Well, this is probably, shall we say, comparable to a non-kosher brand that might have the same kind of a
Yeah, but
package.
so it's like a chicken in the shape of a French fry? Chicken fry? I don't know. Is it in the shape of a French fry?
Hey, chicken
Yeah.
nuggets? Is that
No,
something?
it's not a nugget. If you on the package, it just looked like it was in this like sticks, like
Yeah,
like you could dip it into a
what-
sauce.
I think
or
you
something.
could equate it to that, what you just said.
Okay. Now, Goldbaum's gluten-free flatbreads won for best new bread, grain, cereal, and/or cracker. But I didn't get a box of that. But I did get their multi-grain quinoa crisp.
Quinoa.
Is very popular.
It's a very hot item.
Very hot item,
Right.
quinoa. So these are the quinoa chips.
Is it kosher for Passover? Because some people say quinoa is not even a real
not
grain,
sure.
and therefore,
It just says OU kosher.
all right.
Okay, it won't be for Passover.
And it's GMO free, preservative free, trans fat free, MSG free, additive free, gluten free, wheat free, beef free.
It's not kosher for Passover.
But it's not free. It still costs you.
They don't say price free, that's all.
It's very good tasting, too.
It is, huh?
Yes.
Okay. Gluten is glue. Who knew? But here, this is the,
All right.
yeah. So that's what it says on the
Not for
packaging.
kosher for Passover, but because quinoa, not to get into the rabbinical situation here, you can't
Well,
have
why
wheat.
not? Let's get into it. That's fine.
All right, I mean, well, I'll make it fast, Dad. Of course, on Passover, you're not supposed to eat any, bread, but it doesn't only mean bread, it means any grain that is baked. Now, the question is, quinoa is very new compared to, they didn't have it thousands of years ago, bottom line. So is that really a grain? Well, I see this multi-grain. See, that's where the problem is.
Yeah.
They did put other grains in here,
So it
brown
might-
rice, flour.
Right. So they might have other
Grains in here.
other varieties.
Yeah, so, but I'm just saying, some people do eat quinoa really just plain. I mean,
I
it is
see.
like a grain. It's
I
not a
see.
grain, I shouldn't say that. It's like a plant.
Yeah.
And they do eat it for Passover.
Well then,
But see, this is multigrain. That's why it's not just pure quinoa, it's multigrain, so they put other grains in it.
well there were some other items. This Osam has pearl couscous, which with rice, roasted garlic, and sun-dried tomato.
Again, everybody hungry on the show over here.
No, well,
They should have a cooking show next. That should be the next.
Well, we could do that.
maybe.
In fact, they had a culinary display and competition today.
Really?
Also, yeah, at the show, at this convention. That was the most packed seminar that they had. so,
Really?
yeah.
People were
But this
seeing
is-
how to cook it.
But this is the couscous, and it's very, it's from Osam, and this is a new product. A lot of people are getting into the couscous.
It's a very popular category.
Very popular, very popular.
Well, foods get popular also, so just following the market also.
That's following the market. And this, I brought over a jam that's made in Vermont, Grafton, Vermont, which is very close to the Albany area, even though it's Vermont and we can make jam here in New York State. And it's not a New York State jam, but it's close. So this is from Grafton, and it's really delicious. It really is, but I think it still has a lot of
Sugar.
sugar and things sugar 13 grams, total carbohydrates 13 grams. So all the carbohydrates come from the sugars. So that's it. So we have, they have raw cane sugar in here and lemon juice and fruits, blueberries and plums. So that's it. Those are the only ingredients.
That's good.
So it's really
Try to be healthy.
healthy if you can eat sugar.
You have to just jog it off, go to
Now-
the gym over there.
Now I want to ask you, do you know, now everyone knows what the symbol is, the OU? It's the Union of Orthodox
Orthodox
Rabbis,
Jewish
that they are
Nations.
the kosher supervising agency.
Yes.
And there were several kosher supervising agencies
Quite a
that
few.
had booths at the show. They had one from Canada. They
More than
had-
one from Canada.
More than one from Canada. I met one, but there was one from Australia. There
One
was
from London.
London. There was the OK.
Sure.
Now and then there's the Chaf K,
Kafka was there.
right?
Star K.
Or Star K,
From
which I still
Baltimore.
think of Starkist when I hear
Well,
Star
Baltimore.
K. Sorry, and then they had like KJ. There's like 10,000.
No, not
No,
that many.
1,200.
1,200, over 1,000.
Over 1,200
over,
now.
Yeah, over 1,200 kosher symbols of kosher supervising agencies.
Well, it
And
goes
there's
together
only
with-
5 major ones,
Yeah.
but there are many
Well, we have one in
small
our,
ones. Right, the
our
Vad
capital
HaKosher,
district
yeah.
also. I mean, again, it goes hand in hand where kosher is becoming such a big business. Someone from a kosher agency told me a few years ago, says, it gets to the point when anything that could be kosher will be kosher.
Well, the
Almost gonna,
message that I heard about the future of kosher is if you make a good product that happens to be kosher. That's the way they're going right now. Is that they're trying to push companies not to be kosher first, but to just be a good product that happens to be kosher and develop the formula with the kosher supervising agencies.
Well, this Kosherfest has just become cyclical. I mean, just more and more that there's more, you say thousands of people.
Yeah.
These aren't consumers, these are distributors, let alone.
Right. They're,
So
right.
these, I mean, the market, like you say, supply and demand, people
You
are
know, the
aware.
commercial
hey,
use, whether it's food for the prisons or food for schools or, in that area.
Yeah, I know.
Anyway, do you know the story of how OU, the symbol, got started?
No, I do not.
Was it from Heinz?
Heinz, H.J. Heinz.
Right, 1930s.
In the
Heinz
1930s,
beans.
when it was World War II, the Nazis and everything, they didn't want to. They wanted horseradish. They made horseradish. I think that was the first product, and they wanted to have. They didn't want to have the word kosher on it. So Heinz himself said, we'll do the U and the circle around the U, and those who need to know who it is, what that means, will know. Otherwise, other people will just see that it's
another symbol.
Some symbol that they just don't know, but it won't matter. And that's what the what's his name? Mendel.
Ganak?
No, Menachem
Lubinsky. Menachem
Lubinsky. Of Kosherfest.com and Kosherfest magazine. He's like the organizer of this, and he's the one who told the story about it.
Started out first Kosherfest was in 1989.
Right. 25 years.
Yeah,
Kosherfest, 25 years.
Yeah.
So that's my story. I'm sticking to it, and that's
the
a small
of
part
kosher.
of what I've been through the past couple of days in terms of being immersed in the kosher food business.
Well, that's really incredible. But to me, again, I mean, I'm glad there's people are making money in business, to say the very least. But
it gives the trade the opportunity to see the new products.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of products for Passover we're exhibiting at the show, and it gives the manufacturers and vendors exposure on their products at going to market for the first time.
That's great. Yeah, it does. We had one locally a couple of years ago. Mimic Cream was a local product. I don't know what happened to it.
It's still around.
Yeah,
it's still around.
Okay. Well, I think you got to give him a blessing. Now.
All right, Marty, Dad. Glad that you went to Kosherfest and strengthening kosher for everybody, and hopefully that helped all the 20,000 Jews in the Capital District keep kosher. Thank you very much.
I think the Jews in the Capital District have a good source of supply for their needs. There's no shortage around here.
Well, thank you for coming.
They don't really have to travel. They get everything they need right here in the local.
Okay, we're out of time. Thank you.
Thank you.